pretty demeaning. Not demeaning, but pretty embarrassing. And also, Grace is like, you never let me stick anything in your butt. What the fuck is up? Dude, my cat is going to get me divorced. He breaks all of Grace's stuff.
Oh no. Oh no.
This is like the 5th one he's broken.
What is that?
It's a candle holder.
Oh.
He goes up here and he knocks them all down.
Oh man.
You'll probably look at the older podcasts and you'll have seen more of these up there. There's like one left.
Can you glue them?
Maybe, but they're never the same. And they're candle holders, so sometimes, they get warm. Don't work so good. I don't know, man. I got to find more come Halloween time because they're like a Halloween time exclusive. Grace is like big into decorations.
Yeah.
And she's a great decorator. I think so. And when it comes to Halloween time, you're going to see it's going to be real Halloween themed in here. It's going to be dope.
That's great.
Even more than it is.
I love Halloween.
Yeah, this is actually from Halloween, but we just said it looks fine.
No, it looks great.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's one of my favorite holidays.
It's a good holiday.
Yeah.
Do you have any a stuff you do on Halloween time, like watch specific movies or anything?
I do like to watch scary movies, but
yeah.
but no like traditions. I would like to have traditions.
I guess we started doing pumpkin carving once a year.
That's cool.
There's we tried to go to a couple pumpkin patches, but like pumpkin patches here are like, hey, we just brought pumpkins from somewhere and then put them down on the ground and you're going to spend $40 a pumpkin. And instead what I'll do is I'll go to HEB and I'll just get a basket full of pumpkins and then bring them back home. They're like $3 a piece. And I bring them back home and Grace is like, oh, the pumpkins. And then I literally have little kids like taking pictures of me like, look at this guy. He has so many stupid pumpkins. What an idiot. Whatever, man.
Oh, man.
It's fun. Then I watch Over the Garden Wall. That is it's the greatest.
Over the Garden Wall?
Yeah, it's Elijah Wood stars in it. It's a cartoon. It's a short animated series, like not a limited run. What's the word? Limited series, like a 1-season series.
I don't think I've ever seen that.
It's so charming. It's the most charming show ever.
Put this away.
Okay.
Put it there. Okay. Listen.
You're not gonna buy me a game.
No. Would you just listen? Let me finish my whole thought.
Okay.
Can I finish my whole thought? And you just sit there and listen?
I don't like letting you finish your thoughts.
I know. We've been doing this long enough, and I worked with you for long enough that I know.
Am I a bad friend?
No, you're not a bad friend, but you do like to not let people finish their thoughts when it's something you don't want to hear.
But sometimes I catch it and I say, I'm sorry, let you finish, right? I do.
Yeah, you do.
I try to be conscientious. I'm just
This
really
isn't one of those
ADHD.
times.
Yeah. So anyways.
Okay, so if we include this in the podcast, we're going to try and play a game on Friday with a bunch of people tonight. Today's Friday.
Yeah.
I know how days work. And because it's so difficult to get this 8 people together, there's a chance, a good chance that you won't play this game very much, and it's $30.
Correct. It's extremely hard to get 8 people together.
Yeah.
And you said this is like only an 8-person game.
It might work okay with less people, but I think it's not as fun.
Okay.
And so I want to buy the game because I have a job, even though it's a part-time job. And that, to me, it is worth $30 to avoid me feeling bad enough that you would buy a game and then we wouldn't play it all that much. Like, that is worth that money to me.
It's okay. I will buy it. And it's worth my time to play games with you. To buy that. It's worth my money to buy that game to play games with you. It's okay. I said initially that I was like, I'll just play for 2 hours and then I'll return it. And then I didn't realize that like if I stopped playing, everyone would have to stop playing because it's not going to be fun with any less players. And I realized that was insensitive. But I'll buy it. It's okay, and you don't have to feel bad.
But I will.
You shouldn't have to. It is what I want to play games.
Yeah.
And
I want you to play games too, which is why, like, to me, that's worth $30.
Totally. I hope that we play it more than tonight.
I hope so too.
And I hope it's good. If it's not good,
so for everything I've read about this game is that it's it's an incredible game if you have a group of friends.
Mm.
Its matchmaking is shit and filled with hackers.
Hackers. Okay.
So like the game has bad reviews because the general online play experience is so bad. But all the reviews that are like, if you play this with a group of friends, it is an amazing game.
And the game is called Dread Hunger.
Dread Hunger.
Yeah. I just pulled up the Steam page to look at the price. And it looks like The Terror. That show.
Yeah, a little bit.
Yeah.
I think that's maybe what it's based on. Just like a loose,
Yeah. Monsters in Antarctica somewhere.
right?
Or in near the ocean.
And it's a social
place.
deduction game, like
Yeah.
that first class Trouble game we played.
Okay. Yeah, I had fun playing those, even though that game is terrible, but it's really fun.
Yeah, it's a really fun game.
I had a really good time. I'm going to bring the drinks tonight.
Okay.
Because that always makes that game better.
Yeah.
I hope everyone. Yeah, I hope it is better with more people. I hope everyone's on. Taylor's going to play.
This is what, to be honest, I just need to vent about something. When it comes to trying to get people to play these games, there is like a thing that people do, like an inconsiderateness, where people don't show up on time, or leave early, or bail at the last minute, that I think makes me more angry than it should.
Can I ask you, am I that person?
No.
Okay. 'Cause I feel like when I commit to something,
Yeah.
I'm there.
You're a
And I'm on
commitment
time.
person.
Yeah.
You show up on time. You stay to play for as long as the group wants to play.
Yeah.
Within reason.
Yeah. If it goes much past midnight, then I'm tired. But
Right.
yeah.
But there are people who they'll just ghost, and they'll be like, "Oh, I forgot," or something came up. I have to do something else, and it's like we discuss playing these games, and it only works if this amount of people get on. Like, we're playing a 6-player game. We need 6 people to get on. So you just not only did your own thing or forgot, you also ruined everybody else's plans that night.
Yeah. Like if 8 people show up tonight and only 7 of them show up, that's 7 people spending $30 on a game. It's a considerable amount of money.
Yeah.
To just let people, not have a good time because you didn't want to do it. I agree. People showing up to things and or ghosting is not good. People showing up is important.
Yeah. But I do, it's something this is something I've talked to Leslie about. Like, I think I have an outsized reaction to it. Like, I will get extremely upset to the point where I'm like, I don't even know if I want to hang out with this person anymore.
Wow.
Like, it drives me so crazy. And I have to like work through that anger to like, then this person didn't they didn't do it maliciously. They did it because either they weren't really thinking about the whole situation, or people have their own shit going on.
I think it is okay to be upset, especially when it's something justified. Like, hey, we made a plan to play this game with a certain amount of people. Everyone else showed up. It doesn't matter what the plan is. Like if you plan a get together or whatever it is, and you have it planned for a certain amount of people, and those people don't all show up, then it's making other people, it's ruining everyone else's time.
Yeah.
It's okay to bring that up to them and have that talk. I don't think you're overreacting. I think you're right in that they're probably not doing it maliciously. They're just probably like, I'm tired tonight. I don't want to play games, or I got to do something else, or whatever. But yeah, it's important that people know that they made those mistakes, and they affected other people. Specifically, Taylor.
To be totally fair, he has like a young kid,
Uh-huh.
and I'm sure that's really difficult. And like, that's a lot.
Are you bringing it up because he does this? Because as soon as I mentioned his name, you went into this.
I laughed because I know that if he watches this, he'll be like, "What the fuck?" Because to be honest, he's actually not one of the worst offenders.
Oh, okay. You just happened to bring it up right after I said his name. Okay.
And he's usually pretty good about that.
Yeah. Okay. This is a little bit sensitive, but we as men, we do not have to do much to get ready. Shower, put on some clothes, rub your armpits with deodorant. Pretty good.
It's nice.
Pretty fun, kind of boring.
Women sometimes, will wear makeup.
Yeah.
Or do their hair, or do whatever other they sometimes they have Grace has much more of a fashion sense. She will go through several outfits to before she knows which one she wants to wear. And what this leads to is um, I'm ready and she's not a lot of the time to go. And sometimes we're later to events than I would like to be. Most of the time it's irrelevant.
Mhm.
But in my head, I'm like, I want to leave by 1 o'clock. And sometimes it's like 1:15 before we leave. And then we're there later than I want it to be. Normally it's not a problem. But it creates this little tension of like Grace feels like I'm rushing her because she's running late. Do you have that with Leslie at all?
So it's a little different with Leslie
Uh-huh.
because she doesn't really wear makeup
Uh-huh.
almost ever. But for her, sometimes it's just that she gets so like distracted
Uh-huh.
and loses track of time that even like short getting ready or like she forgets that like she has to like do something for Hilo, like give him medicine or something. And it's just like all these little things add up, and then I'm like, oh my god, let's go. Let's fucking go.
Yeah, this is like a very I know what you're saying. Like sometimes I'll make breakfast and I give Grace a warning, hey, 30 minutes, breakfast will be ready. And I go, 15 minutes, breakfast will be ready. 5 minutes, we're sitting down. And then like, but it's still like she's running around doing 17 things before breakfast. I'm like, I just want you to eat the warm breakfast. I want it to be nice and tasty when you eat it. And like the hurry doesn't really matter. Like, and I can start eating, but it's just the like, I want to deliver the optimum version of this product
Yeah.
to you. And to
Well,
her, it's like, whatever.
Yeah, but yeah, that's because it's something you're putting effort in.
Yeah.
And you want people to experience the best version of the thing you put all this effort in.
Totally. Yeah.
Yeah,
It's
that's totally
it's a weird dynamic where like and she likes to be punctual, but just sometimes it just isn't that way. But a lot of times it doesn't matter. And I think it does matter every single time. Like I want to show up to a movie 30 minutes before the movie
Yeah.
because I want to get there when the theater opens so I can sit down, watch some pre-roll, eat some food, go
Yeah.
pee.
I'm a little type A about that stuff too.
Yeah.
Like if I decide I want to be somewhere at a certain time, I want to be there at that time.
Yeah.
And when those plans get all fucked up, I get a little not mad. I'm just like antsy and a little irritated.
Yeah. Does that sort of I have a similar thing where if I have it set in my head that this is how I'm going to spend this time of my day to do something and then I can't do it or that plan gets thrown off, it really fucks with me.
Yeah.
You have that too,
I
right?
have that too. This is like something I've actually had to work on, like
Yeah.
in therapy,
Yeah.
because if I had plans for the day and they get thrown off for whatever reason, that actually upsets me. I'm not like thrown into a rage, but I'll get like depressed and grumpy,
Totally.
and it'll ruin my day.
Yes.
And until enough time passes or I get distracted doing something else.
Yes. Like this used to happen when I was a kid. I'd be like, okay, Saturday, I'm going to wake up at 7 in the morning and play World of Warcraft the whole day. I'm so excited. And then my dad would be like, hey, we got to go to this event today or whatever. That doesn't really happen a lot, but it happened when I was a kid in
Mhm.
similar situations. And I'm like, this is ruining my whole day. I'm so mad all day. All I want to do is this other thing, and you've ruined my plan.
Mm-hmm.
It happens to me now, and it's kind of embarrassing now, but it happens with food a lot. Where if I think about a food that I really want, and my plan is to go get that food or have that, and it's fucked up, I will get so bummed out.
Dude, same.
Yeah,
Like exactly the same. Like if we just say whatever restaurant, we're gonna go to this restaurant. We made a plan to go to this restaurant. We go to this restaurant and it's closed that day. I almost can't even decide where else I want to eat.
totally. I don't. Yeah, like food makes me mad now because
Yeah.
nothing will taste as good as the thing I wanted.
Right. What the fuck is that?
It's autism, I think.
Really?
Yeah.
Am I on the spectrum a little bit?
Yeah, maybe. I'm not a doctor. Who the fuck knows? Maybe it's not autism. I'm not a fucking doctor. Um, like to give you an example, like I'll see things on TikTok, and like this person's like, go to this fast food place, get this burrito, and get this sauce with it. It'll be the best thing you've ever had. And I'd see it multiple times from different people, and be like, okay, I'm gonna do it. And then finally go to that food place. I get the thing. I get home, and then you give me the sauce, and I'm like, well, it's all ruined. It doesn't taste as good.
Yeah.
Like, and then, but when I finally did get it, I was like, oh, it is good. It's great with the sauce. But
Mhm.
it took me 2 try. Like the second time I went back and tried to get it again, they did the same thing. They gave me the wrong sauce, and I had to go back in. And I was like, "Can I please have this one sauce?" And they're like, "We don't have that." I go, "You do. It's on. I checked before I came in here. It's on your website. Here's a picture." And they go, "Oh, that sauce. Yeah,
What the fuck?
fucking finally." But it's so bad that like the other night Grace was ordering ice cream, and she's like, "What ice cream do you want?" And I was like, "The Moose Tracks one, because the Randall's has a really good Moose Tracks for some reason. Like the fudge in it is delicious. It's the best thing ever." And she was like, "Please, can you put in a substitution in case they don't have the one you want? That way you can get another one you want." I was like, "Man, you're really
This is a problem that she has to deal with on a
like she
regular
knows
basis.
she knows how bummed out I'll be." But it's funny, like the order went through, and then she got all these texts and was like, "Hey, we don't have your ice cream, your husband's ice cream, or the magic shell topping that you wanted." And dude, she was like, she was so upset, and I had so much sympathy. I was like, what can I do?" But they ended up being like, "No, we found your ice cream." So she was happy in the end. I got the shittiest ice cream ever. It didn't actually bother me that much in this event. Um, but I'm just happy she had her ice cream.
Yeah, I wonder if it's related to the fact that like I am so not a spontaneous person.
That was my next question.
Um, other than weirdly when I'm drunk,
Yeah.
I'm such a different person when I'm really drunk. But
Those-
in my opinion, in a good way.
Yeah.
I'm like a really fun drunk, and I do all like I just want to run around and have fun and do like lots of spontaneous shit. And then when I am not drunk, I just it sucks. I wish I was a spontaneous person. Um,
Yeah.
but like this has come up when like when you just message me on the fly and you're like, "Hey, I'm going to Emerald Tavern tonight. You want to come?" And I'm like,
And I'm the same way. I would probably say no as well, because in my mind, I'm home.
yeah, like I had already made a mental plan to play this game or
Right.
or read this book or do something tonight,
Right.
and I can't change gears.
Yeah. I don't blame you. I'm not spontaneous either.
I hate that.
It would take a lot. Like, I don't know. Like, there might be a world where if you were like, "Hey, you want to go to Emerald Tavern tonight?" I could be like, "Yeah, that sounds great." But there have been nights where my friends like, "Hey, do you want to go get dinner?" And I'm like, "No, I really don't." But I would say at least half the time I will say, "Yes, I'll go get dinner." But I do have trouble spontaneously doing things. Like when me and Grace go out and we're like, we have coffee and then we go have breakfast, and then she's like, "Why don't we stop at Target?" And I'm like, "Oh man, okay, all right." Like I have to like really, I have to accept that it's not going to be my favorite thing, but she's gonna love it.
Now I'm really curious. I might ask my doctor about that, about what it is about.
You can't, if you get an official diagnosis of autism, you cannot immigrate to New Zealand. I don't know if that's in your plans in life,
That's not-
but like I would like to maybe do that one
that's
day.
a really weird law.
It's probably other countries too.
What the fuck?
Yeah, because
That's
like,
some
you
weird
can't
eugenics
you can't
stuff.
do anything for us. You got autism. It's like, come on, man. That's why I don't want to get officially diagnosed. I took one of the online tests, and it was like, probably.
We think it's likely.
Yeah, there's a pretty good chance. Yeah,
Oh man.
yeah,
Yeah, I don't know. But yeah, it's something about having something breaking my mental map of what I think is going to happen during the day. I kind of tailspin. I have gotten a lot better about that,
yeah.
but it's hard.
It's hard. It's hard.
And it sounds like Grace is so not like that. Like Leslie's also not like that. Like
Yeah.
when her plans get thrown off, she's like, "Oh, who cares? Let's go do something else." And I'm like, "I can't.
Yes,
I physically can't."
Grace. So there's a thing that people say a lot, and I don't think you or me can do it, and it's live in the moment.
Mm-mm.
I can't do it. Like I'm always thinking about what's coming next. Like I'm enjoying myself in any given moment, but I'm never not worried about something. And I think that Grace is not that way. When she like if something comes up and she's like, "Yeah, let's go fucking do this fun thing right now." In this very very second, like that's fine. She loves it. And whereas I'm like, "Oh man."
I don't know. I feel like I am living in the moment. It's just that the current moment is not what I wanted it to be.
Yeah.
I wanted it to be a different moment.
Yeah.
That's frustrating.
Yeah, it's hard. It's a weird problem to overcome, but it's been a problem, my whole life for sure.
Yeah, same.
For sure. Do you and Leslie, have we talked about this? Do you and Leslie cuddle?
Sometimes. I'm not a huge cuddler, though.
Really?
Yeah, I'm not a very physically affectionate person in general.
Hmm.
Like, I have to work at it.
I noticed something between your relationships. Sorry, I
go
interrupted you
ahead.
again, but I noticed something that was sweet the other night where Leslie kept calling you my love, and I was like, I hadn't noticed the affection between you two like verbally before, and I just started to notice, and I thought it was very sweet.
Oh, thanks, man.
Yeah.
That's nice to hear.
Yeah.
It's something I have had to work on because I'm again, I guess I think drinking I have like a Jekyll and Hyde situation, but the alternate ego is just like such a fun, happy, loving guy when I get drunk, and like the kind of shitty, cold person is my sober self.
Yeah.
But other than when I'm drunk, I'm like a very like handsy person. Like I just want to hug people. And
Uh-huh.
normally I'm a little standoffish with people. Sometimes I like physical affection, but like in small doses. So I have to kind of put forth effort to try to meet Leslie in the middle of what her expectations of a loving relationship are.
Well, I think it's just different love languages.
Yeah.
Do you know what your love language is?
Leslie says it's acts of service, like when people do something nice for you.
So interesting. And it's hers physical touch?
Hers is, yeah, hers is, what is it called? It's like gestures. I can't remember what it was called, but like romantic gestures.
Okay. Yeah. So I'm physical touch. Grace is acts of service. So we're not reversed, but we're a little
Interesting.
bit. Yeah. Yeah. So if it were up to me, I would cuddle with Grace in bed for hours. Not necessarily sleeping, because when I sleep, I like to flop around. But like, if we're being lazy in the morning, I want to stay there for a long time, and just cuddle. But when we're sleeping, kind of, we'll have a hand, but not necessarily like the full spoon. Or like, I like to have extended hugs. Like I'll hug Grace for like a minute straight. Just be like squeezing her, giving her love. I just love her, I just, yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know what it is. I just love that. That is my love language, just to touch.
Yeah.
To her, it's like, hang the shelf back up. Which I fucking hate hanging shit, man. But that's the way to her heart, hanging up shelves.
Yeah.
You know what will always cause a fight in our household is when we have to hang a ceiling fan. Nightmarish. It is I don't know how to do it right. It's really difficult. There's fucking electric wiring up there. It's scary.
Sounds like a nightmare.
I hate it. I've done it like 3 or 4 times in our relationship, and every time it really ruins the day for both of us. We're both like want to choose. Like, it's, a couple times they're like, this isn't right. This doesn't have the thing for it. And she's like, just do it. And I'm like, ah! It like ends up being such a fight. But otherwise, everything's pretty good.
So that's interesting because when y'all are both faced with an extremely frustrating situation like that, do y'all both kind of spin out in frustration?
Yes, but I think for different reasons. I tend to give up on things. Like, I don't have the right thing I need for this. I can't do it. And hers is the frustration that I'm giving up, and I'm not just getting it done. Because I'm not the handiest person ever. I'll do stuff. Yeah, there's times where I give up, and that makes her upset. But that's just relationship dynamics.
Yeah.
I still try to be my best. I mow the lawn and stuff. I just did that today. It's so fucking hot outside, dude.
Mm-hmm.
Oh my god,
it's brutal.
Took me like an hour to cool down.
Yeah, the fact that we're looking at the mid-90s next week, I'm like, thank
I know. Grace is like, it's gonna be cool next week. I'm like, yeah, it's still in the 90s.
Yeah, but it's gonna be so much nicer. I wanted to tell you something.
Yeah, tell me.
Just happened to me while we were setting up for the podcast.
Oh,
that
boy.
reminded me. No, this is not a bad thing. Okay. A while back, like a long time ago, you told me about a phenomenon called stinky sneezes.
Oh, yeah.
And I had no fucking idea what you were talking about. That seemed like I thought you were.
But you've smelled my stinky sneezes.
No, I've never smelled your stinky.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh man, you got lucky over the years we worked together.
Yeah, that would make me probably vomit. That
It
sounds
happens. It
disgusting.
happens like once a year, maybe. So it's very rare.
So, honestly, for that whole day you were telling me, I thought this was just some fucking stupid ass prank. You were trying to get me to believe that you could sneeze and it would smell bad. Like, what fucking nonsense is that? No, let me finish. In the last year, I've started getting stinky sneezes.
Your own.
My own stinky
Oh
sneezes.
my god. Are they the weirdest smell you've ever smelled?
Yes.
It's not like it's a horrible smell, but it smells.
Yeah, and where does it come from?
I don't know.
I just sneezed from my nose, so presumably all those smells are already in there.
Yeah.
And suddenly it's like I don't know if it's the same for you, but for me it's so quick. For like a few intakes, I get this bizarre smell, and
It's
it's
the
over.
weirdest fucking smell. I wonder if it's just like shit's coming out of your sinuses. Like sinuses there's a lot going on in there,
Yeah.
presumably. But yeah, man, it's
What the fuck?
Grace
is
has
this
had to
stinky-
smell my sneaky sneezes. She hates it, but it's pretty rare.
Ooh.
But yeah, it's not. It is. I would not want to smell someone else's stinky sneeze, but it is not like. It's not like an offensive, like rotten smell. It's very bizarre. But someone, I think Gus said it on a podcast one time. He was talking about that he had them, and that's when I felt validated.
Okay.
So I was like, okay, I've had these like my whole life. But he said, I think he's mentioned something like it's maybe related to like a fungus.
Good.
Yeah, so maybe you got fungus in your nose,
Good.
which you can't get rid of that. That's there forever.
Is it? Is that true?
Nothing kills fungus. I don't think I'm just making all this up.
you talk with such confidence on this subject. You know what does worry me though is it started after I got my deviated septum fixed. So maybe they did leave behind some fungus.
How did that go? The deviated septum fix,
I regret it. I think my doctor really sucked.
dude. Grace regrets it too. It
Yeah.
didn't help her at all with breathing.
I think it made it worse.
Yeah, and she like had that. I don't know if you had like the stuff in your nose like coming out like a week later or something.
Oh, that was that period of recovery was horrible, but also kind of incredible. Just because for like the first week, the sheer amount of volume of stuff coming out of your nose, it was a new experience.
But did
Like
you
I would like go and just so much would come out of my nose, and it was like this. It felt good clearing all that out
Yeah.
over and over and over.
Yeah, no, I get what you're saying.
Like
I've been-
there was like a visceral satisfaction to it.
Yeah,
But it was disgusting. Like, it was
Disgusting.
horrible.
yeah. Did you have like the fishnet stuff up there? I don't know what it is. It's like bandage or something to keep it all together. But like they were like, hey, like in a week, this weird shit's gonna come out of your nose, and it did, and it's a nightmare.
Yeah. They put these it's probably the same thing, but they put these giant plastic splints in
Yeah,
my nose. And
yeah.
getting those out was it was like somebody pulling a ice spike out of your brain. It was
Really?
so weird. Because they're huge. I mean, I honestly didn't think there was that much room in my nose. And they pulled these massive like this big around and like this long. Just these huge things out.
The fuck,
When they came out, it was the weirdest experience.
it's gonna be satisfying.
It was this bizarre combination of horror and satisfaction.
Yeah, Is it- dude. No,
The poop?
they pooped.
Oh. Oh. Oh my god. Ugh. Just on the floor?
That's in another room. Take a minute. That was a fart. I went and looked through all of the litter boxes. There's no fresh turds. I looked around. The smell's gone. That's what my cat's farts smell like.
Now, I want to point something out about the power and pervasiveness of that fart.
Mm-hmm.
Because he was over there.
He's over there.
This was like 10, 20 feet away. 10 feet away.
I feel like maybe he farted when he was right next to us and then left.
I don't know.
But
But
that was crazy smelling.
it was like a expanding sphere of all-encompassing fart smell.
Yeah.
Just like a shockwave that moved throughout the room. Because
There-
it hit and then it was gone.
It's crazy. He does that sitting on my lap. Like yesterday, he was so cute. I was laying on the couch, and I said, "Come here, Slayer." And I called him top of my chest. He goes, and he's like sitting. He's making biscuits, and then I don't hear it, but I just smelled the fucking what you just smelled. And I went, oh no, and then he just leaves.
Oh, so when he farts, he gets out of the
Sometimes
away? Tries to crop dust the rest of the house?
Yeah. Horrible. Stinky fart. I don't even know what we were talking about.
I don't know either.
Fuck.
It completely derailed my train of thought.
I think it was nose stuff.
Oh yeah, no stuff.
Okay. Was that painful?
Yeah, it was really painful.
Was it the most pain you've ever been in?
No, not even close.
What's the most pain?
I've been injured so many times. I want to say probably the time I dislocated ribs was the most painful.
You can dislocate them?
Yeah.
Are they in a socket somewhere?
Or something. I don't know. Maybe this happened when I was in high school. So
Uh-huh.
maybe that wasn't what happened. I'm gonna look up. Can you dislocate ribs?
You fucked up your ribs.
Something happened. That seems okay. Rib dislocation is a matter of debate. Most doctors will tell you that it is nearly impossible.
Okay.
But there also seems to be a lot of people saying that you can't dislocate ribs. So I don't know what happened. It was when I was playing football, which was probably the worst fucking decision of my life.
Really?
Because I got
lot
so
of pain?
injured
Oh,
and
no.
I don't know what happened. I remember getting we were doing these drills and I went to tackle some guy and he did this, like tried to knock my arms away, and my arm flew like this in this weird way. And something happened like in this vicinity that they just get worse and worse over time to the point where I couldn't take more than a shallow breath. And it was so much pain that I couldn't sit up. It literally felt like my ribs were shattered. But then I went to this physical therapist and he like moved my body around in this weird way and then cracked, and it was 90% better.
Whoa.
Instantly.
Wow.
And that was really weird. And I never got to ask what the fuck happened because I was a kid in high school. I didn't care. I just wanted to be done with it. But that was pretty.
Did you cry in front of your football team?
No, because I'm pretty used to like high levels of pain. Like I've had tons of injuries.
Really?
So I'm pretty accustomed to a lot of pain. But yeah, it was really painful. Pain doesn't really make me cry. But
No, but in high school, you never know.
Yeah.
Kids are different. You know, they cry over pain.
Yeah.
I'm with you.
I guess the pain I've experienced hasn't made me cry. I'm sure there's a threshold in which it absolutely would.
Yeah.
What about you?
Man, this is going to be pretty gross,
Okay.
pretty personal, but I'm just
Okay.
gonna talk about it. There's a thing called, this is so fucking gross. There's a thing called a pilonidal cyst, and it's a cyst that happens to some people's tailbones. And I didn't know what it was, and so I was at work one day and just kind of felt like there was like a little lump under there. It was like kind of sore. And over the next few days, it got more and more sore and more and larger. And till eventually it felt like there was like a golf ball under there. And I was like, I'm in so much pain, I can't sit down. I can't lay on my back. I can barely move without this being in absolute agony. And so I went to the doctor. Come to find out, I have a pilonidal cyst, and sometimes those will get infected. And there's no like threat to life or anything. It's just like you have an infection under your skin, and you got to fucking deal with it. And
it's never an emergency. You can just let that go.
Never life threatening.
Whoa.
That's what my surgeon told me. That's why I never got it removed. That's another story. But so he was like, we gotta lance it, which means cut it open. And when I tell you, So they lay you on your stomach, and you pull down your pants a little bit, and then they just fucking go, and that hurts enough. I was screaming. I was screaming in pain and grabbing this and going, ah!
They don't like deaden it?
No. Or actually they might have, but it didn't matter because it was so sensitive and painful because it's infected, and I'd let it go for like 5 days. I was screaming, and then they have to like push on it to get everything out of there, and continue to scream. And the best part was he goes, "Ew."
That's what you want to hear?
Like, bro, you don't think I'm embarrassed enough with my fucking ass hanging out and you cutting open a cyst on my tailbone? Come on, bro. Ugh. It was awful. And then like to top it off, then the nurse has to like pack it with gauze. So she's shoving in like this string of gauze into your fucking butt crack. And then you got to go get it removed and redone for like a week straight, like every 2 days. Nightmare. And it hurt a little bit less every time, but like that was it was like screaming pain, dude. Like I've never screamed like that. Been in that much agony. That was it. Yeah, and then like it happened once again, but not that bad. And then ever since then, it's been fine. I was gonna go get it removed. The surgery was like, they're gonna cut out basically like this much of your around your tailbone, that much flesh to make sure it doesn't come back. You're gonna have to pack it with gauze twice a day for 6 months, and you won't be able to like do a lot for the first 3 months. And I was like, great, this sounds awesome. And then 2 days before the surgery, I was like, can you tell me how much it's gonna cost with my insurance? Like, no. I was like, okay, I'm not gonna do it. So I didn't, and I'm glad I did. Because that recovery process sounded like fucking hell.
Yeah, but are you going to have to go through this again?
No. I mean, it's been years. Dude, maybe 10 years. It's been a long fucking time since the first time happened. And then since then, it's happened like 1 or 2 times minorly. But it's been like 5 years since I've had any issues with it. So, yeah, it was a bad time for a little bit. But it's fine since. But that shit sucked.
Man.
Also, it's just so cool when doctors are like, ew.
Yeah. Yeah.
Thanks, bro.
It's really cool.
Yeah, and then I had to pay him a bunch of money because he cut my butt open. Thanks, man. Fucking assholes. Oh my God.
Man. I've had so many medical problems.
Yeah?
It sucks.
What's a bad one? I mean, you've had some crazy shit with like your chest and stuff.
Yeah, well, I've had like I went through a long period of trying to figure out if I was about to die, which is always fun.
Mm-hmm.
Coronary arterial spasms, so my coronary artery just freaks the fuck out, and
so it goes.
and then it tells you all this. It's all the symptoms of a heart attack.
Great.
So
it doesn't have any like dangerous effects other than that.
Well, it's not benign, so it can kill you if it goes untreated.
Great.
So I have to take medication every day.
Great.
But yeah, broken my arm.
That sucks, dude. Yeah, I see your scar. It's a crazy scar.
I've had like 5 or 6 surgeries in my life. I've had to get like arm surgery. I had to get arm surgery twice. I had to get knee surgery. When this chest stuff first started, they did an angiogram, and that was a crazy experience because they can't put you under, so they dope you up on something. I don't know what it was they gave me. It was the most fucked up I've ever been in my life. Probably like ketamine or something. It was crazy because I just was off in space while they were cutting into me.
Nice.
And I didn't care. It was really weird.
It's pretty cool.
Let's see, what else has happened? Oh, I got the nose thing. Appendectomy.
You got an appendectomy?
Yeah.
Well, at least you can't get appendicitis anymore, right?
Yeah. What's cool about getting an appendectomy, though, is now there's all this research coming out that's like, oh, you probably need your appendix.
Fucking sucker.
For like 30 years, they were like, this is a nothing organ. You don't need it.
I've kept all my nothing organs. I got my tonsils. I got my appendix. I got my wisdom teeth still. You're not taking shit from me. Gallbladder, it's mine. Get the fuck out of here.
Yeah. Wisdom teeth getting out was pretty painful for me.
Yeah, I'd fucking bet, dude.
That was my first and only time I had been prescribed oxycodone.
Yeah.
Um,
Different than Oxycontin?
or maybe it was Oxycontin. I can't.
Maybe this is the same thing. Maybe Oxycontin's the brand name and Oxycodone's the medicine name, something like that.
Well, maybe. Opiate that just sends you off into space. And I just like watched The Wire on Oxy for 3 days with just like gauze in my mouth, just like, oh. It's just
Bro.
so
Ugh.
that's a bad drug, but it was a really great drug to not be in pain.
I'm glad you got off of it. It's a scary one.
Oh yeah,
That's like the one people warn you about when you get pain meds. Yeah, I have to that Sinex stuff. I have to always warn Grace. I'm like, don't take it more than like 2 days because
Sinex.
it's the stuff where you spray it in your nose and then you have like no snot in there.
Oh,
you can become
Afrin.
it's another
Yeah.
brand for it. Sinex. You get dependent and then you have an issue where you'll overproduce
Mm-hmm.
snot if you don't take it and then you're fucked.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's a lot of weird body dependency things like that really scare me.
Mm-hmm.
There's a thing called mucus fishing syndrome, which is in your eye. Sometimes you'll produce like a layer of mucus sort of around the edge of your eyelid, and if you pull it and you pull it out, it will produce more. And the more you do it, the more it produces it. And it's like you can't. There's no solving that problem. So like, never pull mucus out of your eye.
What the fuck? I've never even thought to pull something out of my
I mean,
eye.
I've never had mucus in my eye, but yeah, you'll see it. It looks almost like a hair on your eyelid. It's just like people like pull it out.
What the fuck?
Yeah,
I'm too weird about eyes. I
I'm-
can't. I have a hard time even putting eye drops in.
Yeah,
'cause I don't like that.
I got like contacts. So I just like all day. I've had so much fucked up shit happen to my eyes. Got bleach in them. Got
Did you
so
really?
many different hot sauces in them. Yeah,
So many different hot sauces.
so many different hot sauces.
All in at the same time, or
No, this is
different hot
many,
sauces over many
occasions. One time, so the bleach was I was cleaning the side of a fryer, and I was 16. They had a bottle of bleach. They didn't dilute it for some reason. It was just like a spray bottle
Oh
of
my
bleach. And with the spray bottles, it screws on. Mine was loose, so the bottom fell out. And I looked down. It hit the ground flat, shot up, all in my eyes, my nose, in my mouth. Bleach tastes bad. I can tell you that with certainty. Yeah,
Holy shit,
dude. That was one of those scenarios where I went home and my eyes were super fucking puffy and weird. But that was it. That was the end of it. My dad was like, well, glad you're okay. And then I told my best friend Sean about it. And Sean's mom was like basically my mom. She was like, you need someone to take care of you. And so she literally pulled me out of school the next day and was like, we're going to the doctor. So like someone else's mom took me to the doctor.
Damn.
She was the best.
That's great. I
She-
mean, that's
she's-
good.
I text her twice a year maybe and just tell her like how thankful I am that she was such a good like secondary mom to me. Like
Yeah,
take me to the doctor, take me on vacation, feed me. It's fucking best.
it's great.
Then other times I've gotten hot to my eye. Like so one time I had this. It's an extract, very hot,
Oh my god.
about 1 million Scoville. And I was drinking with Sean, and he had whiskey, and it was similar color, like an amber color, although mine was very dark. But I just like kind of rubbed it around the rim of his thing, and then of course touched my eye. Not long after, and he like it was right around the time that he took a sip and was like, and that I was like, ah, and so we're both just in agony laughing. Those are always good times. And then this is basically the same story with other other
You just
times.
kept repeating this behavior.
But no, I wouldn't. That was the only time I ever put hot sauce in the rim. But
Okay.
I would like cook with hot sauce or eat hot sauce and touch my eye. My eyes are pretty resilient now. They don't work so good, but they're pretty resilient.
Man, that's funny. You know, one time this was for Ben's bachelor party, and we made him one guy cooked for everybody else. And when he went to the bathroom, we were getting bowls together. We decided to put an absolute ton of like it was almost, I think it was just extract
Yeah.
in his bowl, and we mixed it all up. So much so that like the color of his looked different, and he didn't notice it. And then he was eating, And he was just like, "This is kicking my ass." He's sweating. He's
This
like,
is Ben?
It's kicking my ass."
Dude,
Yeah,
that's what he says. When he's eating hot
He's
food
like-
and it's too hot, it's kicking my
"It's
ass.
kicking my ass, man. It's kicking my ass." And then about halfway through the bowl, he realized that none of us are in agony or like talking about the heat of the dish.
What was the food again?
It was just some pasta dish. It had spicy sausage, so it was like a little hot.
Okay, so yeah.
And we were like, "Yeah, no, the heat's good. Yeah, it's pretty good heat." And he's just dying, and he realizes halfway through the bowl what we did, and he said he was so blinded by the heat and like the sweat. He was like, I know what'll show them if I finish this whole thing.
Dude, he shit
I'll
his
get them
fucking
good.
brains out.
Oh yeah,
Did he poop? Did he have painful poop afterwards?
that was the last night. So I don't know
When
what
was
happened the next
this?
day. This was last year.
Okay, so you're still doing this kind of behavior as an adult.
Oh yeah, oh yeah, oh yeah.
Pretty cool.
Yeah, dude, that bachelor party was fun, and we want to do another one of those. And I hope you come if we do that again.
Another bachelor party?
Just a party,
Yeah.
get together because we had so much fun.
Yeah, get together.
We
I like goofing off. It's fun.
the other thing we did to Ben is the DJ bought these dissolving swim trunks. That's so neat.
And Ben was like, "I really could use a bathing suit. I didn't bring one, dude." He's like, "I fucking got you, man."
Well, what's really funny about this is that Taylor was like telling Ben he needs to wear them, and like Ben was like, "I have my own swim trunks. Why would I
course,
wear them?" And
of
Taylor was
course.
like, "Well, I bought these for you." And like that's just just tangential to on brand for Taylor. That Ben was like, "Whatever, dude. Fine, I'll wear them," because like he wouldn't leave it alone.
Dude, that is so fucking funny, man.
And then we were just all in the pool, all drinking in the middle of the day, and Ben's face just goes like they started just loosening. He had no idea what was happening. And then they just floated off.
So
We were fucking dying laughing.
Oh my
It was
god.
the funniest fucking thing.
You just have to like waddle away, grab
Yeah,
his
he
junk.
just grabbed his dick. I mean, to his credit, he just cupped his dick and he just powered out of that. He just walked right out of the pool.
Yeah. Yeah, that is
So
fucking
funny.
awesome, dude.
It was amazing.
Man, those are good pranks. Pranks are fun. I haven't done pranks in a long time. No jokes.
Yeah, DJ's a big pranker.
Really.
He loves pranks.
Pranks are funny as
He-
long as they're nicely done.
Yeah, he pranks us just about every time we hang out together.
But it's he spreads out the prankage. It's not always one person. Because if it's always one person, then it's always Ben.
Yeah, it's a lot of the time, Ben. But one time he got all of us really good. He brought this fart spray, and every time we would go outside to smoke, he would like spray a little bit of it, and then we were always like, "What is that fucking smell?" Like every time we went out, it smelled like shit. At one point, we were like walking around the complex. Is there like a sewage leak somewhere? We were smelling plants. Like, did we put poop compost in these plants? And he kept this up for 3 days.
That's awesome.
He was just sneakily spraying it until the very last
Fucking
night
Awesome.
when we caught him spraying it. And but he was getting himself too, because every time he would spray it, his hands would smell like shit. So
Yeah.
he would have to go wash his hands every
Yeah.
time.
Dude. Yeah, that fart spray smells like fucking ass.
Yeah.
Dude, like you remember those fart bags that you would like buy from the ice cream truck for some reason?
No.
Yeah, they had like little prank things. Like one of them was like a fart bag, and it's a bomb bag, which is a little metallic pouch where you squeeze it and it fills up with some sort of like vinegar and baking soda,
I don't think I ever saw
and it
those.
would like inflate and then poof. But this one had stinky stuff in it, so it would inflate and then poof into like fart spray, basically. Horrifying. That's pretty fucking great though.
Yeah.
How are you with spicy food? Pretty bad, huh?
I'm not great with spicy food. I like spicy food, but because I have such bad acid reflux,
Mm.
and IBS, it's bad on both ends.
Mm.
Like I'll feel tons of indigestion, and then it's really bad the day after, or 2 days after.
I did I ever tell you I did a spicy wing challenge one time?
Mm.
And it was the worst. Like, it was in New Jersey, and we got there, and they're like, "Oh, it's too late to do it. You can't do it." It's too because they didn't want drunk people coming out and doing it.
Mm.
It's like past 9 o'clock. I was like, I'll just take the wings and do it. I don't need to be on the wall. And so I did it. They cover it in extract, so it's horrible. They're jumbo wings. It was I did it though. It was on Man vs. Food. So I ain't no little bitch. I did it. I had like 4 milkshakes to get rid of the heat, and I'm lactose intolerant. And then I was like, I think I know what I need to do is I need to stop and get some Imodium so I don't shit myself. So I just like built up all this fucking shit in my body. Then I decided I didn't want to poop, so I took the Imodium. And so I just had this like heat and milk built up in my stomach. And I woke up in the middle of the night in so much pain. Like I could feel the outline of my stomach because it was on fire. No joke. I've never felt anything like this.
Oh my God.
Like it felt like the entire lining of my stomach was burning. So badly that I couldn't move. I was in the fetal position in pain, screaming. And I like finally got up when the cramps would stop. And I went to my dad. I'm like, I got to go to the hospital. He's like, no, you don't. You're an idiot. This continued. And then I would shit my brains out for 45 minutes. This continued for the entire day. And when you're shitting out extract, your asshole is on fire, dude.
Yeah.
It's like you're pooping out lava.
Mm-hmm.
I looked up every fix for burning asshole. None of them worked. None of them. And basically, and I like spicy food. But basically since then, I'm never going to do like another hot challenge because it's always like eat too much of something that you shouldn't be consuming. Like I did the 1 chip challenge and that was totally fine.
That was totally fine for you?
It's on the Rooster Teeth website. Barely broke a sweat.
Crazy.
Oh.
Yeah, so I can't handle mildly spicy food, and that's it. That's my limit. Just because of how much it fucks me up. Because of like how bad my GERD is all the way through.
Damn, dude.
But I've also never had that like sense of masculinity tied up to into eating spicy food that I know some people have.
Yeah.
That if they don't eat it, it'll feel like a knock against their manhood.
Yeah. I don't know if I have. Like, there's definitely some times where I feel compelled to eat the spiciest thing, but especially lately, I'm like, I don't want to feel it on the other end. I'll eat a spicier version of something, but I rarely go to the spiciest now.
That's crazy. It's crazy to me that the 1 chip challenge didn't really faze you all that much.
No.
Because I've seen people eat that, and that honestly, I might think if I did that, I would maybe die. I would maybe feel like I was going to die.
Really?
That's how difficult spicy food is for me.
Damn. Now I want to see spicy food, but I don't want you to die, so it's a toss up.
Yeah, like I'll eat spicy food above my comfort level because I know that pain is temporary, but I won't go something as crazy as eating extract or 1 chip challenge.
Yeah. What level hot did you get when you went to Tumble 22?
I get hot.
So you just get the first level of spice.
It's the
first level. It's the first level of spice because the wimpy doesn't have any spice.
Okay.
It's just naked.
Yeah.
Grace got it one time. She's like, "This is awful." So she gets hot now.
Yeah, I've gotten the one. I don't remember all their levels, but I got the one above hot.
Yeah.
A couple times, and it's good, and I like it, but it's too hot.
Damn, that's fair.
Because it just makes me. Then I'm just in pain, and my day is ruined.
Yeah, I remember one time we went to Tumble 22 as like a group, and we all got the super hot one besides you. Or it was me, Ben, and Adam got it. I don't think Dante got it, but we all got it. And then I just remember Ben being like, "Oh, it's kicking my ass, dude. It's kicking my ass." That's just what he says, man. It's so funny.
He did the 1 chip challenge once. And yeah, he paced back and forth. He has no memory of this. That heat sent him into another realm. Because he doesn't remember this at all. And he's just pacing back and forth going, "It's so hot. It's so hot."
It's so hot.
Block it off. That'll help.
It's so hot. It's so hot. It's so hot.
I was just dying laughing. He was eating honey and milk.
Dude,
He was just
nothing really helps. I will say, like, it was hot. I'm not saying it wasn't hot.
You wouldn't need a bag of them.
I wouldn't eat a bag of it. It was hot. Like I was. There's a thing about spicy food though, where if the more you panic, the hotter it is, and I don't know why. But so if I were to like give in to those feelings of like, yeah, this is a very spicy chip, it would be worse. But the more calm you are, the more fine it is. I don't know why.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I wonder how much of so much of the human experience is perception, right?
I mean, heat is technically only just like it's just a receptor being like, yeah, this is spicy. It's not actually burning you, right?
Right.
So it's weird.
Yeah, that's like a sort of like you got like a Zen Buddhist approach to heat.
I try to, but there are times when I'm like, oh my god, it's too spicy
Mm.
on little things. Like I have salsa in my fridge from HEB. It's the medium. It's so hot. It's so hot.
What?
Yeah, I bought salsa and chips, and I had like a handful of chips with it. I'm like, this is fucking really hot. Why is it so hot? Sometimes just like eating peppers, like especially in Texas, they can just be like the hottest shit you've ever had.
Oh, locally grown jalapenos can be insane.
Dude, I grew up in
It's
the Northeast.
something about the soil here.
Yeah, I grew up in the Northeast, and like my dad is way into spicy food. That's why, and he would grow gardens of peppers, like ghost peppers and things like that. And I would always be the one bringing them around to give to people, and I would try them, and they're really, really fucking hot. But I would come here and be like, yeah, I went to Salt Lake, and I was like, I'll have a jalapeno with it because I saw other people having jalapenos, and I just like bit the whole jalapeno, and it was like maybe one of the hottest peppers I've ever had. And I've eaten like ghost peppers and habaneros and things like that. I've never had anything hotter than a ghost pepper in pepper form, but I've had hotter sauces.
Yeah, there is a variance of jalapeno heat that I don't feel like exists in other peppers.
It's crazy.
Pretty wild.
And the scale is wrong because sometimes it's like 7 to 14,000 Scoville, but that's wrong because a habanero is 300,000. But I've had jalapenos that really challenge that level of heat. Did you have what was your like food situation growing up? What did your parents make you that like was memorable?
So my whole family was very like traditionally Southern. So my comfort food is Southern comfort food.
Nice.
Mashed potatoes, chicken fried steak.
Damn, you got chicken fried steak at home?
Not often. This is more my grandma's made this.
That sounds like a grandma thing.
Yeah. We had it sometimes at home. But frying shit is so much work. And my mom had 4 kids, and we also had like 3 foreign exchange students living with us. So
that is crazy. Explain that.
So I call them my Mexican brothers because they lived with us for like 4 or 5 years.
Whoa.
One of them lived with us
I thought it was like a semester that you're a foreign exchange student. 4 or 5 years?
I don't know the specifics. They came to play basketball on a basketball.
They just never left.
and they I don't know. I probably will. I'll find out the specifics, but I don't know them. But yeah, we had a bunch of Mexican guys on like an exchange program to our school, and we just had different families taking them in, and one of them lived with us for I think 4 years, and then and then 2 of them lived with us for I think 2 years.
Whoa.
So, and my family was not wealthy. We were like lower middle class. So,
did your parents like get support from the school's program to feed them and stuff?
maybe.
Okay, yeah, just because you wouldn't know.
I don't know.
Yeah.
But my parents are kind of just like that though. They're extremely generous, and they're very much, they will like go out of their way to help people like that. But it was crazy because it was a 4-bedroom house with 2 adults and 7 kids at one point.
Jeez, man.
So
Do you still keep in contact with them?
some of them, yeah.
That's pretty cool, man. How did I never know this? I'm a horrible friend.
No, it's just that's something that doesn't come up often.
That's really cool. What were
But
their names?
The guy who stayed with us longest was Paco Villa, who was
Paco
actually
Villa?
the grandson of Pancho Villa.
Okay. I was going to say, that name sounds familiar. And that's
Yeah,
why.
and his family was actually pretty wealthy, and I may not include this next statement in the podcast, but we had a running joke that he was one of the few Mexican immigrants to have a lower quality of life when he came to the United States. I mean, he thought that was hilarious because it was true. Because his family had this huge house in Mexico City, and he came to live in like this kind of shitty 4-bedroom house in America.
And you said that he stayed the longest?
Yeah,
Man, he must have really liked you guys.
I think he did, but he's the one that doesn't keep up with us very much anymore, so we don't really know.
That's a shame.
But he was a cool guy.
Yeah, man, that's what a cool situation. I would have loved to have been a foreign exchange student, but also I would have loved to have had a foreign exchange student.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They were all really sweet guys, and they were really funny. But yeah, it was pretty wild. With that many people in the house, it was. By the time that they were living with us, the only thing my mom could cook was bulk food. So she would get,
Casseroles and
a mass. I mean, and so we were all athletes, so we were all eating tons of food.
dude, teenage boys just eat a lot of food in general, but yeah, when you're an
Yeah,
athlete,
we were on like 4,000 or 5,000 calories a day, just baseline because we were working out 3 times a day.
Yeah.
So she would cook like this pot. I mean, literally like this massive pot of chili, and just have it ready at night, and we would go through the entire pot in one night. I mean, this is like an unbelievable, ungodly amount of food that we would
Jeez.
put away.
Do you dip like bread in your chili?
Yeah, with,
Cheddar?
like crackers, some cheese.
It's a little cheddar, a little.
The one she made a lot was Southwest chicken chili. It's kind of like not a thick chili. It was more of a watery
Yeah.
chili, but man, it was so good.
Damn.
Navy beans, chicken. Whew, it's good.
Sounds fucking great.
Yeah.
That's cool, man. What a cool growing up situation you had.
It was not boring. It was very
Yeah.
interesting.
And what years during your childhood was that again?
That they were living with us,
Mhm.
like what the actual year was.
No, what year? How old were you?
Oh, this was when I was in high school.
So it was like most of your high school.
And like from when I was in 8th grade until my junior year.
Damn, dude, that is so cool.
Yeah,
What a unique life. That's amazing. I never knew that.
yeah, it was very interesting. It's really crazy.
Yeah, it's got to be chaos. Was it ever too much to have all those people around?
Yeah, my family in general is it's always chaos. I mean, part of that is because there's so many people around, but my family is just the family that there's always people, and everything's just go all the time. Everything's moving, and it's stayed that way. I think in large part because now my sister has 5 kids.
Do they live with your parents?
They finally moved out, so my
Okay.
parents are finally having a break, which
They're
is
gonna
like good
adopt
for
because
them.
they're ready to have more.
I do not think so.
Yeah.
I think they're very happy to be done.
Damn.
But yeah, it was just it's chaos
Yeah.
all the time, chaos.
It's fun. It's
Yeah.
cool. It's cool that you have some family values. I know you said like your extended family not so much, but it sounds like you had a pretty cool immediate family situation.
Yeah, as long as we don't talk about politics, me and my family are still on good terms.
Yeah, talk about. I mean, it's okay to disagree with someone and then still be friendly and family.
Okay, but so what about you? What's your comfort food?
I don't know. I don't really have anything interesting. I mean, my dad used to make a lot of fucking Zatarans, red beans and rice. Just the box. That's it. But he would make banana bread. Love that shit. I told you about that.
Nice.
That's it. Yeah, there wasn't a lot growing up. My comfort food was at lunch. In high school, they served a chicken sandwich, a fried chicken sandwich.
Oh,
And I think I
like
think that's where- I
foundational.
think that's where my love of fried
Yeah.
chicken sandwiches comes from. And yeah, that's pretty much it. I was just curious about like your upbringing. That's interesting. But did you have any foods when you were a kid that you fucking hated and now you like?
I mean, I was never. I feel like this is kind of a boilerplate response, but I never really loved vegetables all that much, and now I love vegetables.
Yeah, vegetables are good.
Like even raw. Like I used to hate carrots, and now I really like carrots.
I still don't really like carrots unless I'm dipping them in some ranch or they're stewed. A stewed carrot I'll fuck up a stewed carrot.
Yeah.
I liked beets growing up, and I fucking despise beets now. There's not a lot of foods I really hate.
I don't like beets.
They're so gross.
Yeah.
They're disgusting.
Yeah, there's a few foods that I just do not care for.
Yeah.
Fish being one of them. Although I will eat fish, and I like fish sometimes. It's so weird.
What's an example of fish you like?
I don't know, like a well prepared, fully cooked fish. I do like.
Okay.
I-
Would you eat like a fried fish?
Yeah, I would eat fried fish.
Like fish and chips?
Yeah.
I think by the way, fish and chips is the most overrated food ever to exist.
I think it's really hard to get to do fish and chips well. I think like as a comparison, it's pretty hard to have bad like fried chicken fingers and fries.
Yeah, they're never gonna like for the most part they're never gonna be incredible.
Yeah, but very rarely will I eat them and I won't finish them.
Mm-hmm.
I will often not finish fish and chips because they're so bad. But really good fish and chips is amazing.
Yeah, it's rare that I have. Like I went to the Isle of Jersey in the UK, and they're like, "We have the best fish and chips at this one restaurant. Let's go." And we all went. We got them. It was the most boring fucking food ever. So lame. I've never had fish and chips where I'm like, "This is the best." I don't know. Maybe I'm just not a fish and
Is
chips
part
guy.
of that because you were in the UK and
UK's food is bad.
they traditionally don't have good palates there?
Yeah, but that's like fish and chips is one of their staples over there. It's it's like going
Yeah.
to New York and having pizza over there. It's this.
Yeah, but like I would want to find the best fish and chips in New Orleans. I bet that is probably they have some
Yeah.
good Cajun fish and chips there.
Problem is, if I'm going to New Orleans, dude, I'm gonna eat fucking etouffee and gumbo for the rest of my life.
Yeah,
We should go. Have you ever been to New Orleans?
I've never been.
We should go. It's a drive. Like we can drive there. You would hate it
Okay.
driving there. It's a fun drive.
How long is the drive?
8 to 13 hours. One of the two. Can't remember. It's a little rough, but like it's such a dope place, dude. And I'm not like much of a partier, so when I went there, I didn't really party. We just did like had some great food, went to some funky shops, and went and saw haunted shit.
I want to go to New Orleans. I want
It-
to travel more in general. I mean,
We're so close to that. It's such a unique place.
yeah.
I mean, the French Quarter. The rest of it sucks. No offense, but man, Cajun food is the best food Americans have produced, and they're French Americans, right?
I think I might agree with that statement. Cajun food is so unique.
It's so flavorful, dude.
So unique and so good.
God, I haven't had a good like crawfish boil in so long. I want one so fucking bad.
I do not like crawfish though.
Yeah, it's weird. I mean, it's not weird. I understand.
I-
They're mud bugs.
Yeah, I don't like that is a food I will not eat. I do not like bugs. I also like I don't want to eat lobster. Lobsters are bugs.
I don't. Okay, the only time I really will seek out a lobster is a good lobster roll. And dude, if you've had a good lobster roll, you'll fucking love it.
I've never had a good lobster roll. I've never had a lobster roll
Mhm.
because that just doesn't exist around here.
Yeah.
But I don't know, man. I think there was a reason that lobster used to be the food, like the garbage food that they gave to prisoners who they didn't give a fuck about.
Because it was attainable. It was easy to get.
Yeah, no, it's because it's the trash, bottom feeder trash bug.
I mean, I don't know. Maybe it's hard to say. Like the go-to dipping sauce for lobster is just dip it in a melted butter. Like, so,
Yeah.
maybe that's maybe that's the only reason it's good. But there's two kinds of lobster rolls. One of them is hot, and one of them is served chilled on it's like a split top bread that's toasted with butter on either side, and it's like sort of like they put some mayonnaise on it. It's amazing. I don't know what it is about it, but it's such a good combination. So I do like that. But yeah, fucking man, Louisiana food.
Well,
goddamn.
One day, if there's ever an attainable good lobster roll, I will absolutely try it.
Yeah,
I know where it is.
yeah. I mean, if we ever end up at PAX East together somehow, that'd be the place,
Maybe we should go to New Orleans.
dude. I would love to. I have trouble leaving because it's hard to find people to take care of the cats.
Yeah.
But if I could, I would. But I'd love to one day, for real.
I wonder if we can find a reason. I don't know. Make a video out of it. Road trip.
That'd be fun.
That could be kind of cool.
Yeah. It'd be kind of a rough time to do it, but also the right time to do it because it's summer in New Orleans, but it's so fucking hot there, dude.
Yeah. Maybe we can do it when it's cooling down a little bit.
Yeah.
Because
Fall
I
or
know
something.
how little both of us like the heat.
It's so bad. It's
And
so
it's
bad.
really humid there.
Yeah, we went. Grace actually, like, for my birthday, it was like she bought me a trip to there 2 years ago, and was like, "Hey, we're going next weekend." It was dope. We went for just like a long weekend. It was fucking cool, and it is humid, but man, is the food good. There's a place called the Gumbo Shop, dude. Gumbo and etouffee, man. We did wait in line for that stupid Cafe du Monde place for their beignets. Trash.
Really?
Yeah, fucking
I
trash.
think I've even heard of that place.
It's very famous. They make coffee that like you see in all of the like Vietnamese coffee. They make it with that. Like everywhere you go that has Vietnamese coffee, you'll see like the big yellow cans of Cafe du Monde, but not good.
Hmm.
Not worth the hour wait. Just to make a huge fucking mess.
Yeah.
You're like breathing out fucking powdered sugar. Like, do you have when you dream and you have superpowers? Do you have a specific one that you return to in your dreams?
I don't have superpowers in my dreams.
Ever?
So up until I want to say up until like a couple years ago, I didn't really dream. And I don't know don't really know why. Either I didn't remember my dreams or I just didn't dream and I don't know which one it was.
So you didn't have nightmares as a kid?
Not really.
Damn.
I think I dreamt a lot when I was a kid, and when I got into high school and then until like a couple years ago, I kind of just stopped. I don't know what that is.
You know, with what you tell me about all your sleep problems, maybe it's just you're not getting to that cycle of sleep that you
Probably.
need to. But do you
But
dream now?
I've been dreaming more or remembering them more, and I just have really weird, stupid dreams, just like nonsensical non sequiturs happening all over the place.
Yeah, it's very hard to have a dream that makes any sense.
Yeah. But like they're not, like I don't get superpowers. I typically my dream is like there's a bunch of weird shit happening around me all the time and I'm like, what the fuck? It's
Huh.
I'm just kind of an observer to all this insanity.
Interesting.
So I don't know.
Did you ever have lucid dreams? I guess not. You would
No.
know.
I think that sounds cool.
Do you believe in it?
I mean, I think so. People say that they lucid dream, right? Like
Yeah,
a
it
lot
ju-
of people say.
I mean, so when Grace was a kid, she would have nightmares, and one day her mom was explaining to her that like if she wanted to, she could have control of her dreams and change them. And this sparked something in Grace to where, as a kid, she could just lucid dream whenever she wanted to, and so she would turn her nightmares into better things just by thinking about it. And so, like in a lucid dream, you kind of have control over what's going on. I think it's crazy. I remember having one lucid dream my whole life, actually two, but yeah, it's a very fascinating thing. There's like a whole community of people that like try to tell you how to do it,
Yeah.
but
Yeah, I've never experienced that. The one dream I had when I was a kid that really has formed a permanent memory was in my dream. This is like the only time I've ever experienced having a power is I could fly. And when I woke up, that dream was so real. I was like, I can do like I remembered the sensation
yes,
of what I needed to do to fly,
yes,
and I was like, I can do this.
Yeah.
Like I remember how I pushed against the ground,
yes,
and I could do this.
yes.
And then but I couldn't, and I was like, "Fuck, this is bullshit."
Such a bummer. Yeah, man. I have once the superpower I have in my dreams on a not hasn't happened lately, but on a recurring basis throughout my life has always been like bounding as I run, but like jumping like I don't know, like 20 feet at a time, which is like 20 feet, like running but jumping 20 feet at a time. So I'm like,
Sounds really cool.
it's fun, but like you said, like I have the sensation. It's so ingrained in me that like I can feel that when I think about it.
Mhm.
The other one I have is one that happens so fucking often where so in high school, and I'm having trouble remembering if this is a made up memory or a real one, but I think in high school we had slick concrete stairs that were sort of narrow. But one thing you could do was, and this is something that people have done, like you can see videos of this, where you just go down the stairs by like with like flat skater shoes, like Converse or something like that, and you just like sort of put one foot down and one foot like this, and you slide down the stairs like.
Mm.
And I have a dream of doing that like every month or more. And so now I'm like, did I ever do that? I feel like I did,
Hmm.
but I don't know if I've ever done it. But like you did, I know the feeling of it. I feel like I know what I would have to do on specific
You
types
feel
of
like you
stairs.
could do this.
I would be afraid to now because I'm
Mhm.
afraid I'm fragile. But like,
Mhm.
yeah, back when I was a kid, you're so fucking, nothing matters. Like I would, we'd have those staircases that would like go up and then go back. So it was like a two staircases to go up one level, and we would just like go down them and run, like grab the handrail and then run on the walls to go down. Because like you just had no fucking regard for your physical well being.
Yeah, but you also heal so fucking quickly as a kid that
Yeah.
it doesn't matter.
Yeah,
That you actually we like had superpowers. We
totally.
had like X-Men healing as a child.
Totally.
Missed that.
I've never broke a bone.
Oh really?
Yeah, up until this past year, I've never been in a hospital.
Damn.
And I probably didn't need to go to the hospital when I did, but I did.
Yeah.
It's a bummer. Went for I think I told you hypertension,
Mm-hmm.
but maybe just an anxiety attack. That was the home of my most embarrassing event ever. Up until then, it would be the guy saying "ew" when he was pushing down on my butt.
Wait, going to the hospital is embarrassing to you?
No, they did something to me there. They were like, they took my temperature and they're like, "Yeah, we can't really get a good read on your temperature. It says you don't have one like they did in my ear. It says you don't have a fever, but we need to be sure." What do you mean? They're like, "Gotta stick it in your butt." No. It was like a lady nurse. It's like, no. I was like, I don't have one. I don't have a fever. I'm okay. She goes, we have to. I go, no. And they did. Pretty demeaning. Not demeaning, but pretty embarrassing. And also Grace is like, you never let me stick anything in your butt.
Oh man. It shouldn't be embarrassing though, because
Oh, but it is, dude. If you have a lady you just met sticking something in your ass, come on.
maybe it's just because I've been in and out of hospitals and doctors so much that I know that almost without a doubt, nothing they're gonna see anywhere on my body is even close to the worst thing they've seen.
Yeah.
They're probably gonna be like, "Wow, what a regular looking butthole."
Pretty rough. I don't feel that way.
Oh man.
Do you have anything you want to talk about?
Let me look.
While you're looking, I want to bring up our book club. We were reading Blind Sight, and I think we've both decided that we don't want to finish it. I don't think it's a horrible book, but we're both having immense trouble paying attention to it.
Yeah, I just can't focus on that book.
I think I have 4 hours left, and I have no interest in finishing it.
You have 4 hours left, and do you even know what's happening?
To an extent, yeah. I mean, but like, I know that I will have to look up. I've never had to do this with another book. I would have to look up a synopsis
Yeah.
to be able to talk about it, and I don't feel like that's not what I want.
Okay.
So we're gonna change the book club book, and you can decide when you actually want to talk about it. Doesn't have to be next week, but I want to change it to Between Two Fires,
Okay.
which is a book by Christopher Bruhlman. Fantastic book.
Cool.
I
I'm
already started
excited.
rereading it.
So maybe we'll give like 2 or 3 weeks for the next to read that book.
Okay.
Does that sound fine?
Sounds fine to me.
Cool.
What did you have to talk about?
I had some things, but you can save them.
Sure.
Yeah.
What are we going along?
It's longish.
Do you got any game stuff to talk about?
Man, I haven't really played much this week other than Brotato had an update.
Did it? New characters?
New characters. It's a fun game.
It's a good game.
It's pretty good. It's just kind of a dumb vampire bullet heaven game.
Yeah.
But yeah, like, man, it's kind of a drought. I'm really looking forward to Remnant 2. That's a game that I'm extremely excited about, and I'm probably going to play like several campaigns with different groups of people
Hmm.
because I really loved Remnant 1. But that doesn't come out for 3 weeks, so
Oh, okay. Damn.
I'm just kind of waiting. I feel like this is kind of a game drought right now.
Well, I don't feel like it's a drought. I have so many fucking games to play, but Diablo season's going to start sometime this month, which I'm going to play because I'm still playing Diablo. I stopped for a little while, and then like last night, Brian was like, "Let's play some co-op," and I did, and so I played some more this morning. Still dumb, but
Yeah.
still killing stuff. They made a couple updates which make it a little easier, where you can teleport to the dungeons now when you do the nightmare dungeons. Thank God. And they give more experience, but I still am, still struggling with all my fucking loot that I have nowhere to put and all that
Yeah.
shit. More Final Fantasy, still good. I'm getting tired of the combat just because it's not for me. It's not the best combat in the world. I just want to see the story, so that's what's pulling me through. There's not so many side quests though where I'm not doing them. I'm still doing them even though they're mostly minor.
Mm-hmm.
Baldur's Gate just got moved up. It was originally going to be end of August, and now it's like August 3rd.
Right.
So that's another one that's going to be added to the list of needing to play.
Yeah, I'll probably play that one. I really, really liked Divinity Original Sin 2.
Yes.
The
The beginning section of that game was fucking slow as shit, that first island. But past that, I really liked it.
Yeah, I still really liked that beginning section, to be honest.
I think it just took me too many false starts. Like, I started that game so many times before I ever got off the island. I've probably done the island like 5 or 6 times now.
Oh, yeah. So it's probably extremely repetitive. Yeah. Yeah, I'm excited about Baldur's Gate. I will... I'm not sure if I'm going to play through with Leslie, but if you want to do a playthrough, I might be down.
Yeah. Did you play the it all yet?
I played, I don't know, 5 hours of the beta, like early access when it first came out, and I was like, cool, I like this. I'm not going to play anymore.
I'm in the same boat where I was like, I just want to wait.
Yeah.
Because I know I'm going to want to roll a different character.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
But yeah, that's exciting. Can't wait for that game. What other games are coming out that you're excited about? Like soon-ish.
Man, I don't know. But that was a big one, and I can't think of any other ones.
Hardcore WoW?
Oh, Armored Core. That looks good.
Oh, yeah.
Hardcore WoW?
Yeah, Blizzard announced that Vanilla WoW will have hardcore servers.
It's like one death and you're done?
Yeah.
No.
I might play it.
That is just, it's not a game designed around that.
No, it isn't. Which I think could make it an interesting experience.
You're going to go PvP?
No.
Yeah.
No, absolutely not. And they specifically have said don't this is not designed for PvP. All the battlegrounds are disabled. You can do PvP. There's like one specific aspect of PvP, but death is still permanent. And they're putting extra protections in to keep you from accidentally flagging yourself for PvP.
Interesting.
So I don't know. I'm so starved for a good MMO, and Vanilla WoW is a good game.
Yeah.
That I think I might try it, but as soon as I die, I'll be done. I have no interest in trying multiple runs, so I think it could be a fun. Let's see how far I can make it.
Yeah.
With some friends.
Yeah, I'm trying to think. I mean, the problem with that game is like, especially certain classes in vanilla, like a warrior, you pull one too many enemies, you're fucking dead.
Yeah.
And it's so easy to die early on in that game as a warrior. Some classes have it easier, but
so there was a mod for Vanilla WoW that did hardcore for a long time, and people really liked it because it made the game so much more about the journey. And gear you find in dungeons, which I think every dungeon will have a 24-hour lockout, so you can't just chain farm dungeons. But I mean, a dungeon sounds like a terrifying experience in hardcore WoW.
Yeah.
But the emphasis was so much more on finding gear and the professions and trading and vendors, that it sounded like kind of a fresh experience, a fresh-ish experience.
Yeah.
So I might give it a shot.
Be pretty interesting, like running a dungeon and everyone dies. It's not like you get another shot at it.
Right.
You're the only one left or something.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. I'm probably not going to play it, but I
Yeah.
like the idea of it. I liked Classic WoW a lot.
Yeah, me too.
So, all right, man. Well,
All right.
appreciate your time.
Yeah.
See you next week.
See you next week. Goodbye.